This video is about a boy who is taking the chess world by a storm. It is Pranav V, and this youngster from India born in 2006 who is currently 16 years old has now crossed 2600, and here are a few pictures for you to see. So, firstly, this is Pranav playing against the very strong Vladimir Fedoseev at the Sunway Formentera Open that's happening in Spain. The tournament is pretty strong. This was the starting rank. As you can see, Fedoseev is a top seed. Then you have Daniel Darda, Bernard Ski, Aravindh, Aryan Chopra, Leon Mendonca. So many strong Indians. Pranav was the 11th seed. And currently we have completed 9 rounds and Pranav is right at the top there with 7 out of 9. And guess what? He actually lost his first game. Can you believe it? He lost his first game in this tournament and then he won his 4 games. Actually, he then drew two games, beat Aravindh Chithambaram and Fedoseev. And we're going to see both these games, mainly focus on Fedoseev game, but also small extract from the Aravindh game. This is the current list of juniors in the world below the age of 20, and you can see Pranav is now at number 12. He's quickly climbing up the ladder. He's 2612 and has gained 67 ELO points in one period. That's almost a month. Can you believe it? How did he do it? Look at these tournaments he played. He played the Reykjavik Open, then the Roda Open, then the Menorca Open, then the Sunway Festival. And somewhere, this reminds us of Gukesh's rise to the top last year in 2022. Gukesh also played these events, gained some heavy rating points and reached 2700. And I think Pranav is doing the same. You can see how all these green marks here in the middle column show plus rating. And today is the final round. He's playing against Leon Mendonca in the tournament, which is going to be epic because Leon and Pranav are right now like the two talented Indians. Number 12 is Pranav, number 16 is Leon. So that will be exciting. But just the sheer fact of how Pranav has risen in just a month shows that if you keep working hard on your chess and if you keep on improving, the rise will come. You have to be only patient and persistent. Okay, let's have a look at the game. Pranav is playing against Fedoseev, opens the game with 1 e4. The Caro-Kann defense happens. He pushes his pawn to e5, bishop f5, c4, e6 played. And now the knight comes out to c3, knight e7, and Pranav plays this interesting move a3 in the position. And with a3, he has a very different idea in mind, which we will see. To h6, which is not the most common move. The most common idea here is to take the pawn or knight d7. These are the two most common moves. He plays h6 here, Fedoseev. And Pranav now pushes his pawn to c5. And it might seem that he is giving up the tension, but he's telling black that, look, if you break with b6, I have b4. If you break with f6, I have f4. That's how he's going to keep space on the board. b6, b4, takes. Knight d7, f4. And you can see black has developed so many pieces. White has only developed one piece, but white has so much space. Rook b8 now brings the bishop out. They trade the bishops. Knight f5 and knight f3. It's all about space advantage here, and Pranav has a very good position. h5. And he plays the move here, bishop d2, which was actually not so important. He could have castled. I'm not sure why he didn't go for this move. What was he afraid of? Maybe not much, but I think he preferred bishop d2 in some ways. But this allowed Fedoseev to play a very nice move. Can you think about it? What did Fedoseev do here with black? So Fedoseev could have continued like bishop e7 and so on. Maybe Pranav had the idea of knight e2. But he sacked a piece. And I think a good sacrifice. Because now with this, he's attacking the queen. The queen has to move back. And in comes the move d4. In fact, instead of d4, queen b6 was also very powerful. Because now the queen is stopping you from castling. And it's not so easy to continue. Black is going to castle. Black may have ideas of knight b3. There are many possibilities here. But d4 is a nice move. Knight d1. Look, if you go knight e4, there is d3. Black wins. So you go knight d1, d3, queen f2, knight e4, and now Pranav takes this pawn. This is what Pranav is very good at, by the way. If you were to think of his style of play, I would say he's very sharp as a calculator, not really a positional player or an attacking player, maybe towards more attacking style, but mainly a calculator. He can make moves like queen a7 and be at home, seeing that, oh, nothing is happening, my king is in the center, no problem, I've got it all under control. He sees stuff, a lot of stuff on the board. Castles, and now you could have castled here, but he went queen a5, queen d7, queen a4, attacking the knight. Queen comes up, and now rook c1. Fedoseev pushes his pawn, good play. White finally castles, and now he should have played rook a8, queen c4. With all these complications, knight d4, takes, knight d2, rook c5, knight f1, and the position is equal. But he went for the move knight d4 directly, and that allowed exchanges. Take here. Actually, knight d2 was possible, and this was this crazy line that I was calculating. Maybe you can find the next move for white. The next move is kind of forced because the rook is hanging, and so is the knight. So you must go knight c6, threatening knight e7. Let's say if you try to stop it with rook e8, then just knight c3 and white is winning. Queen d7 played. And now maybe if you are going to play rook f2, then there is this move rook a8, which is already quite difficult to meet. And with queen b5, you can come back. So you play this move, very brilliant move, by the way, this concept here, if you want to think white to play. f5. And you give up the rook and you play f6. And the idea is to play knight e7 and win the queen. So you defend the queen, then then you go queen f4, threatening queen g5 and queen h6 mate here. King h7 and knight f2, and somehow this position is winning. I want to take this knight next, maybe attack here, get my knight into the game. It's a very interesting position. So knight d4, cd4 was played by Fedoseev, and now Pranav played bishop b4, good move. The rook was attacked, maybe the rook had to play rook fc8, queen a6, rook c4, queen a5, and the game goes on. It's not so clear still. White is better, but game goes on. But he goes d2, which is a mistake, and now Pranav takes over. Good move, rook moves, he plays rook d7, and now finds another great move. Try to find what should white play. Queen a7, excellent move. f7 cannot be protected. Queen e2, rook takes, queen g4, rook d7 back. He played his knight to c3, take, rook takes b4, and now this little move h3, and he could have also taken on b4 and now took back. The main point is that after takes, it might seem like this is very risky, but it is possible to hold these pawns after queen d4. White is winning here, but he took on d4. He said, I'm a piece up, why should I worry here? Knight d1, and now after queen b7, rook f8. White is just completely winning here. Piece up, and Pranav managed to convert this into a win. And with this, Pranav scored a win against the top seed of the tournament, Fedoseev. I also want to show you his win against Aravindh Chithambaram. This was the position against Aravindh. And here, Pranav was worse with black. Aravindh is white, has space and everything. But it's not so easy to break through. So Aravindh sacrifices a pawn. Of course, he's playing for a win. They were moving around for a long time, but finally he sacks. It's move number 81 already. So both are very tired. d6, he goes queen f8. And now bishop e4. Excellent move by Aravindh. ef4, bishop d5. And now he plays knight e5. Well, if you take queen d6, there is a very nice move here. Rook g1. And white is winning because rook is attacked and also g7 pawn. You couldn't take before because rook on d1 was hanging, but with rook g1, you are now winning. But knight e5 was played, and now I think Aravindh should have gone bishop e6, and he's just completely in control of the position. But, you know, he went here, take, take, and now even queen d5, and white cannot lose this for sure. But he played queen e4, and now Pranav, the fighter that he is, finds a great move. Try to find black to play. b5. Very nice move. If you take a b5, I'll go a4 check, and I'll pick up the c4 pawn, getting a lot of counterplay here. So he played rook g1, takes, king here, f3, queen d5, queen takes h5. And now this typical Pranav position, yeah, which is messy and he enjoys it. f2, if you make a queen here, he's ready to take on g1. Queen takes g8, king takes g8, rook g1, queen e2, and it's fine for black. Black is pushing here. So rook gf1, check, king a1, king h7, queen g2 was played, and now knight came in, threatening a mate on d3. Rook b1, queen e5, good move. I think this is a very strong move. Queen g6. Now take, king here, check, and you will see that the queen defends this. Pranav repeated once, and I believe he would have found this way to win with knight b4 here. And white is winning because after rook b2, check, rook goes back, check, rook comes up, check, king b1, and now the winning move, queen d3, and then if f1 queen, and wins. So this was the winning idea, but Aravindh went queen a3, knight came back, and now he took on c4, and this was completely winning with knight b2 and queen b5. And Aravindh had to resign, and with this Pranav scored a win. So Pranav is playing brilliantly. He's 2-6-1-2 now. Maybe he will score a win in the Formentera Open. He has a half a point lead. But all that apart, the way in which this month has panned out for a player who is 2-5-4-5 to gain 67 ELO points is just mind-boggling. And kudos to him. And we are looking forward to him hitting 2700 by the year end. For now, this is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye bye.